Hello, good morning. So we're going to be working in the inner part of the Crocs, and the first thing we are doing is the sole part, which is the bottom part here. So we're going to be using our yarn. We're still using our 4mm hook, then some stitch markers and a tapestry needle. All right, so let's get right into it. So we're working in with the inner part of the Crocs. So for that, this is the way, this is an example of what we want to achieve. So we are trying to get the shape of the Crocs. I had to remove the top part of this particular Crocs so that I can show you what exactly goes on inside and what you should be expecting when you're making the sole part of the Crocs. So this is exactly how it should be fitted inside the Crocs. We're not expecting to have a flat sole because the Crocs is not flat. The Crocs is curvy. This is the kind of sole you should aim to have. You can see how it looks. It looks curvy at the foot part. At the toe part, it looks curvy. And at the heel part, it looks curvy. Alright? So when I insert it into my Crocs like this, you can see how it looks. It has to take the shape of the Crocs. At least, it might not take 100% of the shape of the Crocs, but at least it should take up to 60% of the shape of the Crocs. So, another way to realize it without chopping off the top part of your Crocs, because you won't have to chop off your top part of your Crocs. So, you will just have to understand that the sole part, which we're working on, the heel part of the sole has to be in the same height with the heel part of the Crocs here. So you can see how the heel part of the sole, which is here, it's now at the same height or at the same level with the heel part of the Crocs. So why I'm emphasizing on here is because you don't see what's happening inside because of this part. But this is the only part where you can be able to determine. It's only this part that will show you exactly what's happening, that will determine what's happening for you. So you are going to be using the heel part of the Crocs to judge what's going on inside the Crocs, or you can use your hands and just place it this way and feel it. When you feel it like this, you will know when it's coming up and when it's curvy. The more we go in rounds, the more the height of this increases, and the more the height of this too increases. So it does simultaneously. So I think I've given you a good overview of what you should expect. Alright, let's get right into the video. We all know that almost 90% of crochet projects starts with the foundation chains, and we also need to start with our foundation chains here. But there's a problem. The problem is that you won't know exactly how many chains you should start with. There's a standard for it. So the standard is that as you see my Crocs, so if you take a look at the size of the Crocs, it's size 37. Alright, so now the standard for measurement is size of the Crocs, which is size 37, minus 3. You subtract 3 from the size of the Crocs. So 37 minus 3, we have 34 stitches. So we have 34. That means our foundation chains will be 34 stitches. This is for those whose shoe sizes comes in this format. If your shoe size does not come in this format of 2-digit number, just make sure that your chains does not pass this level here and here. So if you chain the number of stitches you need, just place it on it like this and make sure it doesn't pass here and here. All right, just like this. So this is for those whose shoe sizes come in size 6, size 8, size 10, size 12, those kind of format. Make your slip knot with chain 34. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 34. So here we have 34 stitches. Now let me just put it, let me just use it to measure here. And if we see, as you can see, it's somewhere around there, right? Somewhere around there. Now we'll add 1, which is a turning chain. So 34 stitches plus 1 stitch for turning chain. Now we insert our hook into the second stitch from the hook and we make 1 single crochet. We put our stitch marker there. Now the rest of the stitches we're going to make 1 single crochet till we are left with 1 stitch. So work 1 single crochet until we are left with 1 stitch. So here we are. We have made it to the last stitch here, and in the last stitch we are going to insert our hook and make 3 single crochets. 1, you put your stitch marker to mark the first one. Insert your hook again, make 1 single crochet again, and the third one, 3. Here you also insert your hook to mark the last one. Now we're going to be working over this yarn so that we'll hide it. All right, now we're going to work 1 single crochet all along till we are left with the last stitch where the stitch marker is. 1 single crochet all along while we hide our tail. Here we are at the last stitch here where the stitch marker is. So just here. Now we are going to insert our hook and make 2 single crochets, 1 and 2. Then we'll use the stitch marker. We're going to insert it into the very first stitch here. Then we remove this stitch marker here. We insert our hook and make a slip stitch. And here we have completed 1 round. We have completed 1 round. So there are 3 single crochets in the last stitch here, and there are 3 single crochets in the last stitch here. Now we are going to start our main work. We chain 1. Now you will look carefully what I do. I'll make 1 double crochet, but I will go in through the slip stitch above here through to the very first stitch. I will insert my hook and I will pull out the yarn through the both of them, right? I will pull out my yarn and make 1 double crochet. This is 1 double crochet. I will go again through the slip stitch into the very first stitch and bring out my yarn, make another double crochet there. So we have 2 double crochet here. Now I will insert my hook at the last one here. So now we're going to work 1 double crochet till we get to the midpoint, right? So from the next stitch, we're working 1 double crochet to the midpoint, which we're going to be working 16 double crochet. So we insert our hook in the next stitch, make 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet, 3 and 16. Now we have 16 double crochet across. Now for the second part of my stitches, I'm going to work 1/2 double crochet in this midpoint here, which is like a transition stitch. Then the next stitches will be 15 stitches, so we'll work 1 single crochet in each stitch across. 1, 2, 3 and 15. So we've completed this part. Now we're working here. We remove our stitch marker, we insert our hook and make 2 single crochets here, 1 and 2. Put back your stitch marker in the first stitch. The next stitch we're going to work 3 single crochets, 1, 2 and 3. Next we're going to remove our stitch marker and insert 2 single crochets here, 1 and 2. We'll put back our stitch marker. Now we're going to work from the next stitch, we're going to work 15 single crochets till this point. So work 15 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 14, 15. Next stitch we're going to make 1/2 double crochet. Next we're going to make 1 double crochet in each stitch across, which will be 16 double crochets. 1, 2. Now we remove our stitch marker, we make 2 double crochets here, 1 and 2. Put back our stitch marker in the very first stitch. Now the top stitch here will make 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. So we remove our stitch marker here, we insert our hook into the very stitch where the stitch marker was removed, and make a slip stitch. Chain 1, yarn over, go back into the same stitch, make double crochet 1, go again, make double crochet 2. Put back your stitch marker here. Now we're still going to do the same thing, work 1 double crochet to the 16th stitch, and 16. Next stitch we're going to make 1/2 double crochet. Now we'll work our single crochets here, 15. 1, 2, 3, 14 and 15. Now we are going to remove our stitch marker, make 1 single crochet here, put back our stitch marker. Next stitch we'll make 2 single crochets, 1 and 2. Next we'll make 1 single crochet. Next we'll make 2 single crochets, 1 and 2. Next we'll make 1 single crochet. Next we'll make 2 single crochets, 1, 2. Then the last stitch here, make 1 single crochet, 1. Put back our stitch marker. Now we're going to work 1 single crochet till we get to the 15th stitch. 1, 2, 3, and 15. Here we are. We worked 1 single crochet to the 15th stitch. Now we're going to work 1 half double crochet in the next stitch. Now the rest of the stitches, as usual, we'll work 1 double crochet in each stitch across. So we have worked 1 double crochet and we've gotten to the next stitch marker. Now we are going to remove our stitch marker. We'll make 1 double crochet here, put back our stitch marker. Next stitch we're going to make 2 double crochets here, 1 and 2. Next we'll make 1 double crochet, 1. Next we'll make 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. Next we'll make 1 double crochet, 1. Now we remove our stitch marker, insert our hook into this, and we'll make a slip stitch. Okay, chain 1, we yarn over, go back into the same stitch and make 1 double crochet again. Now we're going to work 1 double crochet until we get to the next stitch marker. So we're not going to work single crochets anymore. So right here we have gotten to the next stitch marker and we made 1 double crochet across. Then we'll remove our stitch marker. Here we'll make 1 double crochet, put back our stitch marker. So we'll do the repeat for the previous round here. Next stitch we're making 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. Next we'll make 1 double crochet. Next we'll make 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. Next we'll make 1 double crochet. Next we'll make 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. Next we'll make 1 double crochet. Next we'll make 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. Next we'll make 1 double crochet. Then the last stitch here we'll make 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. Put back our stitch marker here. So now we are going to make 1 double crochet till we get to the next stitch marker here. So here we are, we have worked to this place. So the next thing we're going to do is to remove our stitch marker here, make 1 double crochet here. So we're going to repeat exactly what we did here. The next stitch we're making 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. Next we make 1 double crochet, 1. Next we make 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. Next we make 1 double crochet. Next we make 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. Next we make 1 double crochet. Next we make 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. So we insert our hook not at the first stitch here, but at the second stitch here. Chain 1. Here, this is how we are progressing. We've made 1, 2, 3, 4 rounds. So we'll chain 1, we make 1 double crochet into that same stitch. Now we're going to work 1 double crochet across again. On each stitch, 1 double crochet, 1, 2, 3, so right here we have made it up to the next stitch marker. Now we are going to make 1 double crochet in that stitch marker. We'll put back the stitch marker there. Next stitch will be 1 double crochet. So next stitch we're going to make 1 double crochet here. Then the next stitch we're going to make 2 double crochets, 1, 2. Next stitch we're going to make 1 double crochet, next 1 double crochet, then next 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. Next stitch we're making 1 double crochet, next stitch we're making 1 double crochet, next stitch we're making 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. Next we're making 1 double crochet, next we're making 1 double crochet, next stitch we're making 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. Next stitch we're making 1 double crochet, next we're making 1 double crochet, then the last stitch here we're making 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. And put back your stitch marker. Now we're going to work 1 double crochet all the way to the next stitch marker. Here we have made it up to this point. Now we're going to remove our stitch marker. Make 1 double crochet right there. Put back our stitch marker. Next stitch 1 double crochet, then the other stitch 2 double crochets. Next 1 double crochet, next 1 double crochet, next stitch 2 double crochets. Next 1 double crochet, next 1 double crochet, next 2 double crochets, 1, next 1 double crochet, next 1 double crochet, the other stitch 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. Now the last stitch is 1 double crochet. Insert our hook into this space here, not here but here. Slip stitch, chain 1. Let's see how it looks on our Crocs. So this is our Crocs. You insert it, pull your hand, and boom, we are there. We are there, right? So we've gotten the shape we want. We've gotten the shape we want. So as you can see how it looks. See how it looks? It's curvy. So we are the next thing we are going to do is to work at the top part of the sole here. For this, we're not going to double our yarn. The reason being that if you use a thicker yarn for this part of the sole, it's going to take more space inside the Crocs. So someone whose size is supposed to be size 37, the person will find it difficult to fit in. All right, so we're using one strand of yarn for this side of the Crocs. So that's just it. For those whose yarn is not as thin as this, please, you would want to get a yarn which is just quite thin, at least 2 plies. I think this should be 2 plies. Yeah, this should be 2 plies or 3 plies of like this. It's very thin. Next, we're going to flatten our work this way. We'll flatten the sole so we can get the midpoint of the sole. So now we're going to trace the midpoint from the center up to this place. So this is the midpoint here. Okay, now from the midpoint here we will count 3 stitches to the left and 3 stitches to the right. So we'll count 1, 2, 3. That's the 3rd stitch. Here, let's put our stitch marker there. But we're still going to remove our stitch marker. Now, from the midpoint here, we'll count 3 stitches here. 1, 2, 3. So this is our 1, 2, 3. Okay. So this is the central area. Like this is our central point where we are going to begin our work. Now we are going to remove this first stitch marker. We insert our hook there. Mind you, I'm using 3mm hook. You can use 3mm hook. You can use 2.5. So I can use any of them. So I will attach my yarn. I'll go back again into the same stitch, make 1 single crochet. Let's put back our stitch marker so we know where we started. Now we're going to work up until the next stitch marker, 1 single crochet. Next, we're going to remove our stitch marker, insert our hook and make 1 single crochet there. We can then chop off the excess here. Here we have our central point. So the next, we are going to insert our hook into the next stitch here, make 1 single crochet, into the next stitch again, make 1 single crochet. Now we turn our work this way. All right, when we turn this way, we'll skip 1 stitch here. We insert our hook into the next stitch, make 1 single crochet, insert our hook into the next one, make another single crochet till we get to the next stitch marker. Now we are at the next stitch marker. We remove our stitch marker now. We insert our hook there, make 1 single crochet. So we're not going to be using the stitch markers again. So we're going to insert our hook into the next stitch here. Let me point it out very well. So this is the stitch where we made our first stitch. So this is where we're going to insert our hook now, not here. All right, so we insert our hook into the stitch here, make 1 single crochet, insert our hook the next, make 1 single crochet. Now we turn our work this way, and we turn this way, we skip the first one, insert our hook into the second one and make 1 single crochet. Then we'll walk across to the other side. Now we are going to, this is the last stitch here, here and here, which is occupying this stitch. So we are going to walk into this stitch, right? Walk into the next stitch here, make 1 single crochet, next make 1 single crochet. We turn our work this way, we skip the first stitch, insert our hook into the second stitch, make 1 single crochet. So this is it. Now this is our work here. We insert our hook here. So this is where we stopped. So we insert our hook into the next stitch here, make 1 single crochet 1, next stitch, make 1 single crochet 1. We turn our work this way, we skip the first stitch, insert our hook into the second stitch, make 1 single crochet. Now this is how we're gonna be making it. All right, so this is the way we continue. All right, so we're going to continue making this until our stitches get to this point here, around this point here, just a little above this hole, right? So just a little above this hole, or just if you place your hand this way. So we need to get below this place. All right, so you continue in this manner until we get there. Okay, so here we are. We have successfully made it up to this point. If you look at the openings here, you will see that's actually around where my stitches stopped. If I remove it this way, this is it. Okay, so this is the way it looks. Now the next thing we are going to start considering, because you know, as I emphasized before, we are trying to take the shape of the Crocs. So now we are going to try and make this place slanty, you know. The shape of the Crocs goes this way, right? Sorry for my drawing. So we are trying to get this I don't know how to draw. Okay, so we are trying to get this part, this shape here. All right, we're trying to make it slanty. Let me get my other Crocs. All right, so you can see how it is here. We need to take the shape of this side, okay? Because if we continue with what we are doing right now, we are not going to take that shape. All right, so the next thing we are going to do is to try to make the edges slanty, all right, so that it can take the shape of the Crocs. And for that, this is how I can just possibly give you an illustration. So we are trying to go this way, okay? So that's what we're trying to do. And for that, we are going to, what we'll be doing now is to work in 3 stitches at this base stitch. So now we are going to insert our hook into the next stitch here. This one, we make 1 single crochet 1. Next stitch, we make 1 single crochet 2. Next stitch again, we make 1 single crochet 3. Remember, we previously only made 2 single crochets over here, but now we're going to be working with 3 single crochets at this sole part. Alright, so we will turn our work, we skip 1 stitch, insert our hook into the next stitch, and make 1 single crochet all across. We're going to insert our hook into the next stitch here, make 1 single crochet 1, 1 single crochet 2, and 1 single crochet 3. We turn our work, skip 1, insert our hook into the next one, make 1 single crochet. So this is what we're going to be doing until we get to this part of the Crocs, this shape of the Crocs. Alright, so continue in that manner, and I'll meet you right after this. So right here we have it. We have successfully gotten to the end of this of the edge here. Alright, so this is how it looks inside. This is how it looks inside. If we take it out, now look, you see the shape we got here is slanty. So that was what we were trying to get. Alright, so this is it. You just insert it into the Crocs. Align it properly, and here you have it. So the next thing we are going to do, okay, let's fasten off. Now the next thing we are going to do is to couple everything together. Here we have our other pieces. We have our strap and our top. For this, we need some tools. So we need our hot glue, but if you don't have hot glue, you can go with your B6000. This is another glue I found out really is very effective, and it's a fabric glue. So if you don't have hot glue, you can go with B6000 or any other nice fabric glue. So the next glue we also need is this glue. Is a shoemaker gum. So this is a shoemaker gum, so it's basically for shoes. Alright, then our next we have our board pins and our tapestry needle. We need it. Next, our scissors. Then our hook. The hook we are using is 3, or you can use 3 or 3.5. Then we need our yarn. Then the next thing we need is another yarn for sewing. This yarn we cut out like 40 inches. We cut out like 40 inches and divide them in half, just like this, but don't cut it. Okay, so what we are going to be doing is to first of all sew on this side. All right, to sew this together. So we're going to do it this way. You take your thread, you divide it in half this way, but do not cut it. Don't cut it, just divide it in half. Now you take it, then your hook, you insert your hook into the top part of this Crocs here. That's this open here. You insert your hook there. Then you take your yarn. You take your yarn at the point where you divide it into two. At this point, you just hook it together. You hook it like this. Right? Just hook it like this. And bring out, make sure you just bring out, draw up just one. Don't draw out the both of them. You just pull out just one. Don't pull out the both of them. Now, you measure it together. Still make sure they are equal. Measure it together and make sure they are equal. So they are equal like so. So now we are going to insert our hook into the second space here. Taking your yarn again, this other yarn, you hook it and you pull it out like this. Now, you still don't pull out everything. You just pull it out and open it this way. Then you take the other yarn and pull it out from it. Pull it in the open. And then this other one here, you draw it up. You just pull it up again and lock it. You've sewed on it. Now you insert your hook into the next space. Then taking your yarn again, you hook on it. Make sure you hook on it. Draw up a loop. Open it up like this. Now you bring out this one and draw the second one. Next. Next. Now you cut your yarn here, pull out this one, you trim off this. Now you just tight it here. Cut off the excess. Now this is it. This is the way it looks. Then the next step is to attach this one on it like this. Now for this we need our shoemaker gum. You open your shoemaker gum like this. Oh, my own is so bad. So you apply it on it. This is now. Notice the way I apply it. Okay? So notice the way I apply it. You make sure you don't apply it at this edge because you're going to sew at this edge. So you don't apply it here. Now you take your upper part, that's your upper piece, kind of stretch it a bit. Make sure you align it properly. Align it here and align it here. So now, next, we are going to fix this one on it. Remember, this is where our stitches is. So we fix it on it this way. Now this is it, all right? So we are going to sew on it. So to sew on it, we get our board pins. We're going to attach it. We're just going to pin it down. Now, next, we are going to start sewing them all together. So we get our yarn. You see the pointed edge. This side, which is at the peak here, at the peak of the mountain here, you insert your hook. Now you pull up this, you just pull it up a little. You pull it up a little and grab that space there. Right? Now make sure you leave it straight. Don't bend it this way, don't turn it this way, just leave it straight like this. Then you pull up the inner sole here and insert your hook in any space there. Okay, now taking your yarn, you grab your yarn, pull it out through everything, now I will yarn over with my tail end and make a chain stitch with it. That's for me. I will draw up this, I'll pull this one to lock it. So in the next stitch, which is the other stitch here, you insert your hook, then you pick up from the inner sole, you insert your hook at the next stitch of the inner sole, you grab your yarn, pull out through and make a single crochet 1. In the next stitch, you insert your hook and insert your hook into the other stitch of the inner sole. Pull it out and make another single crochet 2. Insert your hook into the third one and into this. Make your single crochet 3. And as you make your single crochet, you hide the tail. Make sure you hide the tail. Now, you go round. So, one thing you need to know is the aligning is not always perfect, all right? So you have to make some twist to it. If it's wrong, you put it in the wrong stitch. If it is right, you put it in the right stitch. Pull up your loop. Insert here. And here we have it, nicely made. So the next thing we are to do we're supposed to do is to work with our hot glue. For this hot glue, you first work here, right? Just pin them down, align it together with the Crocs here, pin them down here. Now, after pinning it down, your hot glue, you apply it here. You apply it all over within this place. Apply it, and you stick it together like this, and it will stay. So right now there's no electricity, so you can use your B6000. You can still apply it here, and you gum it, and that's, you do it all round here. Now after doing that, the next thing you can do is to open up this side like so. You open it up entirely. When you open it up, you apply your shoemaker gum. You apply it all over this place and all over this place. All right, when you finish applying it, you then place it on it and gum it together, just like this. You place it on it and gum it together, and it's going to hold. All right, just make sure you gum it very well, and it will hold, and you're through with your Crocs. If you want, you can attach your flowers, so you can use your hot glue again. You use your hot glue, you attach your flowers, you make your flowers press separately, then you use your hot glue and you attach your flowers on it, and it will stay, and you have a beautiful Crocs. So this is it. I hope you enjoyed my tutorial. I hope this was clear as it can be. Please give me a like, subscribe to my channel. You can leave a comment if you wish. Bye.